probably know this feeling. It's time to go work out, or to work on your business, or to study for exams. But instead of doing that important work, you decide to do something irrelevant, such as you say, let me first clean the kitchen, or let me grab something to eat, or let me check social media. And what happens at the end of the day, you haven't completed all the tasks that you wanted, and you feel bad about yourself and your progress. In today's video, I'll explain why do we tend to procrastinate instead of working on that thing that is very important for us, and how to easily solve this problem from the point of view of neuroscience. Hi, I have a PhD in neuroscience, and on the channel Neuroproductivity, we talk about achieving our goals using principles of neuroscience. In today's video, we'll be talking about why we procrastinate, and I will give you 2 simple steps to solve this problem. Now, let me first explain why do we procrastinate. When we tend to resist a task a lot, we find it very difficult and we don't feel like doing it, so we procrastinate. It might be that we still don't have a dedicated brain circuit for that task. What does this mean? So usually in the brain, there are certain circuits dedicated for different tasks that makes those tasks more automatic and easier. For example, there is a dedicated brain circuit for language, and because of that, for us, it's very easy to speak. Or for example, there is a dedicated brain circuit for walking, so it's easy to walk. Simply, this action is automatic. Similarly, for example, athletes, they have very strong and developed brain circuits for different movements, and in that way, those particular movements become easy. However, those brain circuits need time to develop, and in case you don't have this dedicated brain circuit for a specific task, let's say going to the gym or maybe speaking a language, the action itself is very difficult, and because of that, we resist it. So, if you tend to procrastinate on something and resist it a lot, it might just mean that your brain still hasn't developed a dedicated circuit for it. How to develop a dedicated circuit for a specific action, as I mentioned, going to the gym, speaking a language, studying for exams, where there are 2 main steps. The first one is to start small. Instead of saying, I'm going to go to the gym every day for 2 hours, when you still don't have this circuit in your brain, so you're still not an athlete that goes to the gym every day for 2 hours, but maybe you're just a beginner. When the task is too big and too complicated, it's more difficult for the brain to even start doing it. So that is why you want to start small. You want to start by, for example, walking for 15 minutes or running for 20 minutes, because this action is not too difficult to start with, and you probably already have brain circuits that are similar. Let's say you already have a brain circuit for walking, so walking for 15 minutes is not going to be that difficult. However, going to the gym every day for 2 hours is going to be difficult. Or instead of saying, I'm going to read 200 pages and prepare the exam, say, I'm going to read 3 pages, because you're probably already able to read 2-3 pages, because maybe you already read 2-3 pages of text online or newspapers. So reading 2 to 3 pages of your medicine book or whatever you're studying is not going to be as difficult as, for example, preparing the whole exam. So number 1 is to start small. Number 2, the second key point is repetition. This brain circuits is not going to be developed if you perform the action only once. Research has shown that it takes at least 21 days of repeatedly performing an action in order to start forming the brain circuit. Oftentimes, if the habit is very complicated, it takes even more. So what you want to do is to find the first step that is a smaller step, and to repeat it over and over again until you develop this brain circuit. And you're going to know that the brain circuit is most likely developed when the task becomes easy. For example, if you walk every day for 15 minutes, after a few weeks, this is going to become easy. It's not going to be a challenge anymore. You're not going to procrastinate. And once this happens, once you feel comfortable with walking for 15 minutes, you can then increase it. You can then increase it to running for 15 minutes. Or maybe walking for 15 minutes and going 15 minutes to the gym. So those were the 2 key steps. You want to make sure to subscribe to my channel as well, because I am going to share many more videos on how to stop procrastinating and actually do the work that you want to do. So make sure to subscribe. And if you want your own personalized anti-procrastination system, you might be a good candidate for my coaching program, Neural Productivity. To learn more about the program, you can schedule a free 30-minute discovery call that you can find in the description down below. You just click on that link and you schedule your 30 minutes call. Now, to summarize this video, why do we tend to procrastinate and resist tasks that are important for us? Maybe because we still haven't developed a dedicated brain circuit for that task that is going to make the task effortless and easy. And in order to develop that brain circuit, you want to, first of all, start small, and second of all, repeat over and over and over again until you develop the needed circuit. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in some of my future videos.